Welcome back. On this episode of Nurse Incarcerated, I have the pleasure of speaking with another Florida Correctional Officer as he details his experience working on one of the hardest floors that encompasses people with mental and behavioral health issues along with juveniles. So I cannot wait to get into his story. So stay tuned. Officer Ahmad, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. So, a lot of people don't know, and you don't really remember either, but we did go to high school together.
Yeah, you told me.
Even though you don't remember me, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you make it a priority to talking back in the day, so that's fine.
Yeah, it's back in the day. So, from back in the day until now, there's been a long journey. What got you interested in corrections?
What come in shit? Honestly, I think at the time I was working for RailX, it's a code warehouse.
Okay.
And I was looking for another job to, of course, get more money, more income. But I applied for the JA apprenticeship, so I can do electrical since I do that in the Navy.
Okay.
It's between that and JSO. But
so that
JSO,
evolved. Okay.
yeah, but JSO calling back first. And another reason is another mutual friend worked there before that I knew. I mean, he's gone now. He moved, but that's how I got into corrections.
Okay. And how many years has it been?
This year will be 9.
9 years. Okay. So were you planning on staying there long term, or were you thinking about just, doing it for a couple years and then evolving into something else?
I mean, originally I just thought of that for a little bit. I considered doing the crossover to police, but at the time I deployed again as I was putting the application in. So once I came back, I was like, all right, well, I've got this many years. I'm in the pension. If I cross over to police and lose my pension, so I might as well stick it out.
Right.
Yeah, I'm almost halfway through.
Okay. And what's your goal moving forward? Are you going to do the sergeant's test and everything? Or what's your goal going forward?
Yes. So far I've taken the sergeant exam twice. And the last one I missed about a couple points. So I know they should have another one coming up this year, I believe. And with a little more studying, I should.
Yes, everyone says that they should study a little bit more. What do you think? Do they give you feedback after you take the test to see like what areas you need to work on, or what do you feel like was your weakest point?
Oh, no, I'm doing nothing. Just, hey, you make it. Good luck next time.
That's it. Oh wow.
Pretty much like, hey, you got the score, so hey.
Yeah.
What I think overall, just biggest issue is some questions are from areas I have not worked at, and at the time I studied a little bit, but not as much because I was studying for my unmanned drone pilot's license, which
I did not know that. Okay.
I scheduled it for the same day. So I took the exam that morning, failed it for sergeant, took my drone exam at noon, passed that one.
Okay, well, congratulations on that. Definitely. And what you said you may have missed some things, some areas you haven't worked in. What is your primary assignment?
Primarily, I'm on the 6th floor, which houses juveniles, mental health, the self-harms, a bunch of disciplinary inmates who pretty much doing stupid stuff who get in trouble. It's like to watch them.
Gotcha.
And I've been on 6 for about 2 years. But when I first came to corrections, I got off my training program. I was on 6, sitting in the self-harm dorm.
Okay. And how was that experience with you being like a new officer and seeing that type of mental instability going on in there? How was that? I'm trying to use the right words.
I got you. I mean, yeah, that was definitely an adjustment, because during my FTO, my training, I was never up there at all. I never got trained up there.
Okay.
So to be thrown in the hole per se with a bunch of crazy people, it was different.
Okay. Were you ever thinking of, after experiencing that, were you ever thinking about like, hey, maybe this is not for me, maybe, you know?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
I mean, once you put your mind to something, you can do it.
Right.
It just had to.
It just adjusts.
Yeah, you have to remember people with mental impairments, and they're not always coherent. They're not always able to comprehend what you are saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a different officer to really be up there, not just be an answer per se.
Right. Definitely takes some patience and some understanding. What would you say is the most difficult part of your job?
I mean, so far, I say the most difficult part for me is dealing with these kids.
Yeah, the juveniles.
Yeah, man, bumping kids.
They do some wild stuff. They're definitely wild up there.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you gotta remember they're still kids, no matter what they do. They have that mentality.
Yes. Now, what's the most effective method for managing their behavior? Would you say, what gets them to calm down? What gets them to listen? What have you tried?
Okay, well, when it comes to the juveniles, I said, keep in mind, like I said, they are children. So what you do is you come in there, whether you're a new officer, been there a while. First thing you do is go in there, lay down your ground rules. Gather them up, say, hey, you know me, how to operate. Like some officers have them make the beds up. Some officers limit what they do. Like any children, keep your ground rules. Let them know what to expect and the consequences of what will happen if you don't follow the rules. And a lot of times, if you're an officer and you work there enough, they know how you operate and they won't try you per se.
Right. Because they don't want anything taken away. They don't want like their time out, their tablet, things like that taken away. Okay.
Yeah, because then they know you're serious. As opposed to new officers, they'll try and. I mean, even if you're there for 12 years, first time you sit down in the hole with them, because of course you're in their dorm at a desk with on average about 20-something juveniles. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and that's mostly the trouble you get from the open population juveniles, the ones who are not locked down, the ones who get to run around all day.
Gotcha. So get that energy out. That helps a lot. Because them being cooped up in there.
Yeah, it helps. But also gives them more opportunities to do stupid stuff.
Right. That is true. As far as the juveniles, let's say you do have to put hands on them. What is the first thing that you would do to de-escalate a situation if it gets out of hand?
Okay, well, I mean, before I put hands on them, I'm gonna warn them.
Okay.
And depending on what they're doing, to correct their behavior.
Gotcha.
And of course, if you have to put hands on them, you don't go there right away. Just beat them down, because once again, they're still children, even though they're in our facility. They have to be treated as such. So, I mean, I say give them warnings. You can separate them. Remind them of the rules. But if you put hands on them, just let them know, hey, you are here. Mm-hmm. You may be true now, but you're still in jail. You have to follow rules. And just let them know, hey, legally, I can put hands on you still. Because I think that a lot of them think that, oh, right here, you can't touch me.
Because
And
I'm
a lot
a
of them get surprised once you really, oh, dang, as in you, okay, I got you.
Do you see them policing each other? Because I think I've seen some of that, especially for, I would say, the fourth floor. I've seen a lot more older inmates policing other inmates. Do the juveniles have some type of hierarchy that you've seen?
I mean, just like any dorm, you have somebody who's in charge per se.
Okay, in charge.
Yeah, like I said, if you're a seasoned officer or so, and they know you, or they want the reward, then yeah, they'll police each other. Like you say, hey, no more than 3 in a certain area. You give them a look, they look at them, hey, cut it out. But the cool, like you said, they don't want anything taken away. They want to have their freedom. They want the phone calls, they want the tablets. Some officers give them the TV. So pretty much find tools to use against them to correct their behavior. But yeah, they do police each other.
Is there a certain ratio for officers and inmates?
Yeah. But once again, it depends on what floor you're on.
Okay.
I mean, of course, as a whole, we are definitely undermanned. So if I go to a bigger floor with bigger dorms, I'll say the ratio is at least maybe 1 officer to maybe 35 or so inmates, depending on the floor you're on.
Have you ever felt unsafe?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Well, tell me about that. Was there like a riot situation where did you feel outnumbered?
I mean, luckily I haven't involved in any riots.
Okay.
But as I said before, we're definitely outnumbered.
Yes, definitely outnumbered.
Yeah. I mean, you got to build your stuff, man. So I would say probably on the floor, still the ones maybe it's the sentence they made, the ones who had nothing to lose.
Yes.
Those are the ones you might feel unsafe because they can attack you and feel no way because they got life.
Right. Do you feel the tension more when they come from court, like right after they get sentenced?
Yes, you can definitely feel the tension, especially if they caught a lot of years. Yeah. Like this one guy, he caught 35 years. Yeah, you never feel it. Once again, that's the life. They got nothing to lose. They're in there for a good minute or forever. Gotcha. So if they get a couple of years for attacking an officer, hey, so be it. Or you don't have the death penalty, but if you're in there for the rest of your life, yeah, you gotta entertain yourself.
Have you ever been in a situation where someone was coming after you directly?
Luckily, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I try my best to not be an asshole per se. So when you go to treat inmates with respect, like human beings, a lot of times they'll mind themselves, or if you have them report where an inmate, they'll police the other ones from attacking you.
Right.
Like I said, I haven't been attacked personally, but I know a couple of officers who have had hits on them personally.
Now, do you feel like those officers maybe provoked it in some way?
I mean, I can't speak on every instance, but I mean, everybody has a bad day. So it could not be personal or intentional. You just be having a bad day and they may say the wrong thing.
Right, and it triggers them.
Yeah.
That's understandable. Do you feel like the academy prepared you for the job that you're doing now? Do you see the parallel, what you were taught to what you're actually doing on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, that'd be a no.
What is the like?
You gotta think. Academy, it's the FDLE standard, so it's pretty much the same training or same program across the board.
Okay.
it's not until you graduate and you get with your FTO where you really get to see, okay, this is real. This is what happened. This is what we do. It's pretty much a lot of learning and on-the-job training.
Right.
Once you get to that point, you know if it's for you or not. I mean, everybody feels the academy. Oh yeah, I can do this. But yeah, once you see somebody fighting or getting cut, it's like, oh
Yeah,
you know what? Nah. Yeah, because the academy doesn't teach you for actual blood.
and that's how I
actual
feel about
life.
with nursing school. Like nursing teaches like the book work, the book standard, like by the book. But when you're actually in it and you're doing it day to day, you're with patients, it's totally different. You still got that groundwork of how to do certain things, like your skills. But how to handle situations is just totally different. So I definitely understand that.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
How has your experience been working alongside medical?
I mean, it's different. Like I would say, it really depends on the company.
Right.
Because certain companies have a certain standard also on how they do certain things. And of course, I've had the pleasure of working with some good and bad medical staff. I would say over the years it's gotten a little bit better. I wouldn't say in the early years that they were against each other, but it wasn't as much cohesion.
Okay.
I mean, they're still headbutting now and again.
What do you see as a big issue? Is it more of like time management of when you guys need to get certain things done and the medical needs to come in? What do you see as the biggest problem?
I would say when it comes to medical is the prioritizing.
Okay.
I mean, I know there's certain days also the medical staff will be short also, so they may not prioritize my issue as opposed to what they got going on. Let's see if they got back-to-back emergencies or a guy has to go out to the hospital. It's just a case-by-case basis.
Do you communicate that? Do you think, or you just kind of like go with it?
I mean, I would say I try to do a little bit of both. It depends on who's in the office for the day for the nursing staff. I mean, because some nursing staff will sit and talk to you, some will just go about doing their own thing. I mean, because there are quite a few who actually want to work with you, want to understand.
Right. No, I don't.
Just like anything, everybody doesn't have the same standard or ethic.
I definitely understand, because I was told that at a time there was definitely a time where medical and JSO worked side by side. They were on the same rotation and they worked like you said, cohesively. And then now, okay, so you were there during that time. You saw that everything ran smoother.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a big thing. That was a big thing for me when I was there. I wasn't, on the same rotation or anything, but I tried my best at that time to try to make things smoothly, especially if I was responsible for that floor for the couple of days and I was on the same, rotation as the officers, trying to make, it smooth as possible. I was having a good night. I know y'all are under a lot of stress and stuff, like even coming in mandatory overtime and getting yelled at. And I was like, oh my God, they're really beating up, on these officers. They're trying their best, but that's ridiculous. How do you, stay sane, working up there on the mental health floor? What do you do for your mental health?
I'll tell you the first thing. To work on the health floor and to stay sane, you need a sense of humor. You really do. You not be serious all the time. But no, like I say, in my downtime, I'll sit there, watch movies. I enjoy going bowling, so I try to
that's a
do
good
that.
outlet.
Take some aggression out.
Yeah, because I can only imagine, like, getting beat up from, your administration to the inmates to other officers, your peers and stuff. So
Yeah, but also helps to have a good peers to talk to.
yeah, definitely.
A lot of times you do get a deep, close connection with your coworkers who work with on the floor every day.
Mm-hmm.
So we keep each other sane. We talk to each other, help each other out with issues.
Mm-hmm. What advice would you give for someone who's looking into going in corrections, or even a new officer, of how to maintain?
Okay, so my advice would be, if you know the reason why you want to come into corrections,
Okay.
and hold it. Don't be here saying, "Oh yeah, I just want a badge and a gun." That's the wrong mentality to have, and I've seen a couple people with that mentality.
Okay. And they didn't last long?
They didn't.
Gotcha.
I mean that, and you want to have actual values. If you want to make it a career, make it a career. Make it a stepping stone, make it a stepping stone. But know why you're doing it and stick to it. Because if you're coming into this halfway, it's not good for anybody. You'll put yourself in danger. You'll put your coworkers in danger. You have to be able to multitask. You have to be able to not take everything so seriously. Remember, a lot of these guys are in here for a good minute. So they get bored. They want to make you mad. That's entertaining to them.
Right, that's entertaining.
Yes, at the end of the day, you can't take everything personally. But you also have to have standards also, like I said. And I mean, I'm pretty sure in your time as a nurse, you deal with buttholes pretty much.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Been cussed out several times.
Yeah.
Several times. Called all types of names in the book. And all I can do is laugh. I'm like, dang, like y'all really going in on me today. Because the next day it's like, I'm your favorite nurse. Oh, nurse, I have a headache. Can you please? I thought I was a this and that and everything but a child of God yesterday. But now because you're hurting, you need me. And then that's another thing. I've seen nurses take it too personally, where it made them not even want to give nursing care because they held a grudge, against an inmate. And it's like, you really can't do that. If it was an old lady at a nursing home, I even get, name called by the old ladies in the nursing home. I cannot just like, oh, I'm not going to give you your medicine today. It's the same thing. We're here to take care of you regardless of anything you say or do. I still have a duty to do. I still have, so I definitely understand in that way.
Yeah, that's a mentality a lot of new officers don't have either. But now, as far as taking it personally, I mean, I'm guilty of that. Like my first year here, I was on 6, and when it came to nursing staff, like females, I had a certain spot for that. But I mean, every time nurses come in the dorm and self-harm, they get cussed out. I mean, I still knew, so I felt some type of way. I forgot who it was. I forgot exactly what this guy said, but it took me off to a point. I want to do something, but I didn't. But and then a nurse, you all right? How you feel about this? She's like, oh, I'm good. It's nothing new. I'm used to this. but like I said, once again, me being a new officer, I'm like,
right.
I was new to that. I wouldn't expect that because, hey, I feel you should always treat everybody
right with respect.
Yeah. But I remember the dudes in there, they're crazy, and they really don't care.
Yeah, they really don't care. I think that was the hardest thing for me to deal with because I've never had to work alongside men and then have patients that were majority men and majority men that could basically whip my ass, big guy. So it's like, it was very intimidating for me. And that was something I definitely had to get used to. I was scared. Like, I was like, oh my God, they can really like grab me up right now, But I had to definitely, in that aspect, put trust in my officers, which is hard because there's some officers it's like, why are you here? Like, I'm gonna have to protect you,
Yeah, you're
for
right.
not paying attention. It's like, hey, I gotta tell them, hey, y'all need to step back. Hey, you need to get back in the dorm. Like, I need a flashlight and a damn pepper spray, because I'm over here policing everybody. To the point where the inmates are like, you're not an officer. It's like, well, damn, I'm about to be.
Jeez, you're gonna learn today.
Yeah, you're gonna learn today, because one thing I'm gonna do is be safe.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, you can't catch me off guard. That's so funny though. So for you, I know, have you had to train new officers? Have you seen them? It's like, as soon as you meet them, do you say like, okay, I can see you're not gonna last. Like, I'm not gonna put that much effort into you. You're gonna be here for a couple months, I already know. Can you see it coming?
All right. Well, I'm gonna take it one by one. Have I had to train? Yes, I'm currently an FTO. I do train.
Okay. Cool.
I have recruits that come in and I train them how to do the job.
Okay. Cool.
And of course, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure a couple you work with that I've actually trained. So.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody who comes to the academy isn't exactly the best pick fit for the job. I would like them to be, but be realistic. Some of the people are newbies in the world, first job, fresh out of mom and dad's house, out of college or what. So a lot of them don't have actual experiences, life experiences. A lot of them don't know how to really talk to people, interact, communicate.
Yes, and that's number one. Yeah.
Yeah. You ain't got to be the best book smart person in the world. But you got to learn how to talk to people, whether it's respect or being firm with somebody. But as far as not making it, there were a couple that I didn't think would make it, but surprisingly, they're still here.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got better.
Yeah, better with time. At least they stuck it out. They knew their goal and they stuck it out. I could definitely, applaud them for that. Have you ever told someone like, "Hey, I don't really think this is for you," or you just let them
Oh yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Whether I'm depending on whether I'm training them or if I'm seeing someone training them. Hey, let me talk to you real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna straightforward say, hey, nah, bro, this ain't for you.
Right.
Maybe
you should dip it down into something else.
Yeah. I've been watching for a while. Maybe try this, or I know she need help with this. Give pointers.
See, that's good. That's good. I think everybody needs good constructive criticism and not someone yelling at them.
That's what it is. That's my job as FTO, to help them getting constructive criticism, to build them up. But yeah, I don't. There's not me that actually blatantly just say, "Hey, bro, leave."
Right.
I'm not that dude. Now, but there are some officers who be like, "Hey, nah, bro, nah." You need to quit today.
Sign in your badge. Give me your handcuffs. You gotta go. That's funny.
But because you have to remember, they're new out into the world, but a lot of these guys have been here for a long time, so they don't always respond to regular talking. Yeah. Like I said, you ain't gotta be a butthole. You gotta learn how to talk some base. Mm-hmm. Anybody who sees me knows me. I look and sound different than you would think. I look mean, but you talk to me. I'm a nice person. You
are, yeah. I was definitely like, when I first saw you, I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Because you just have a judgy look, like you're just judging everything. You're like, oh.
I just watch. But that's not bad. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Definitely.
It helps you in your day-to-day with corrections. Why not? Remember, a lot of people don't respond to the gentle, "Hey man, how you doing? Hey man, you stop." Hey, where what's on you? Hey, dumbass.
Then you got their attention.
I mean, yeah, it's sad, but that's just how it is.
Yeah.
You got to think of your population in jail. They come from all over Jacksonville, good parts and bad parts. So you just need to learn how to monitor and know your population and how to address them.
Right.
See what
Speak
works
their
best for them.
language. Yeah.
How to guide them. I mean, you can't rehabilitate everybody, but you can at least show them some kind of respect. If you show them respect and treat them like a human, 9 out of 10, they'll show you the same.
Let's say an inmate was up on 6th floor, even one of the juveniles. They're up on 6th floor with you. They leave, they leave the jail. What would you want them to take from their time and with you as an officer? What is something that you're trying to invoke in them?
I mean, honestly, it depends on which side they came from. I mean, if they just crazy right in the head, ain't nothing I can tell them.
Right, and then you can do. But what about the juveniles? There's a little bit of more hope with the juveniles.
I mean, yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones who get out who are not on big boy crimes, yeah, there's a lot more hope. I mean, for them, we try to see all the time that, hey, this gang life or whatever it is, it's not for you, man. I mean, a lot of these juveniles may come in for doing stuff as a group, but once you come in jail, you by yourself. So, yeah, do what's best for you, because in and out, a lot of them won't have your back. A lot of your co-defendants, people you thought you was tight with, yeah. Once you get locked up, it's just you, man. So you need to better your life. I mean, especially the juveniles who have children of their own. Right. I mean, babies having babies, but I mean, you always got to find somebody to look up to, whether it's them or somebody else. So, I mean, I know a lot of these kids, they don't have an actual father figure or mother or both. I've seen examples of both. So, just try to instill them to be somebody.
Right.
I mean, just try to be smart in life. I mean, not a lot of parents. You don't have always a lot of book smarts. A lot of them in there don't have GEDs. So, I mean, the streets is all they know. So you want to try to give them advice, give them a better path. I know a couple of officers talk to them every day, just give them life advice, trying to tell them how to get a skill, a trade, just something to differentiate themselves from everybody else. I mean, eventually they're going to get out anyway. I mean, it's gonna be hard for the ones who have like 20 years or more.
Right.
So once they get out, they'll have that juvenile mentality still, but they'll be old.
It's like they're frozen in time.
Yeah.
That's the saddest part. Do you see them taking advantage of, when they have different classes or different group meetings and stuff? Do you see them taking advantage of those opportunities, or it's just, hit or miss?
I mean, it is hit or miss. Like I said, for the ones who truly want to do something for themselves, they'll take advantage of it. A lot of them just use it to pass time.
Right. Get a chance to get out the dorm.
Yeah. When you get a juvenile who really wants a better life, who wants to not be caught up in all the stupid stuff and statistics, and yeah, they'll take advantage of it. I mean, I know the GED program does help a little bit, but I don't think a lot of them really take it seriously as they should. I mean, a lot of them enjoy the fast life, the money, the shoes. I had a juvenile the other day bragging to me how much money he got, and that's fine. But once you're here, you can't touch it.
Right.
But no, I know we do offer them programs, whether it's schooling, substance abuse. So I mean, we do try to help.
Yeah. But you can't force them. It's just something that it has to already be in them to want to do better, change their life.
Yeah, like I said, when we don't grow up with two parents or a parental figure in general, that's how it is. You don't want to do better. You just want to do what's fun for you at the time.
Right. Because you haven't seen it, you don't see anything else. So it's hard to imitate something that you haven't seen. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. And this is very insightful as well.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. I really had a great time talking with Officer Ahmad, and I've learned so much, especially when it comes to juveniles, okay? I don't know how he does it. God bless him for having to deal with such a difficult floor. But yeah, he's already agreed to do some more episodes and tell us some more stories and also get into his military background. I'm very excited to hear about that and how he evolved. So definitely stay tuned because we definitely got some new stories coming up, especially some inmate stories. And I think I'm going to tell the story of the time I went to jail when I fucked around and found out. So stay tuned for that. Bye.